gugire omukaire gugire omukaire gubise isuko mwako omukaire isuko mwako omukaire isuko gwabita.
Planning for resilience through policy, adaptation, research and economic development, prepared, supported National Water and Sewage Corporation to reduce non-revenue water levels in Jinja and Iganga in Uganda between 2014 and 2017. The project was implemented under the auspices of the East African Community through the Lake Victoria Basin Commission with funding from USAID East Africa. The goal of the Prepared project is to strengthen the resilience and sustainability of East African economies, transboundary freshwater ecosystems and communities. In this project, Uganda Coalition for Sustainable Development, UCSD, was assigned to assess the National Water and Sewage Corporation customer satisfaction and develop a customer engagement framework that included designing radio campaigns, customer community meetings, and mentoring of community leaders to form a water community communication platform known as the WACOCO. For the National Water and Sewage Corporation, they trained their staff in Quality Service Improvement Program, QSIP, and customer care. The ICT and engineering technology to detect water bursts and leakages was done with guidance from ITRON. National Water and Sewage Corporation is mandated by Government of Uganda to supply clean treated water and sewage services to people through domestic, public water standpipes, commercial and industrial or institutional tariffs.
The information that was dispatched through the campaign wasn't known to the people who are using, let's say, the water that was distributed in their homes. Few people knew where to find their account numbers. Cared about was the piece of paper that they receive at the end of the month. Their eyes just go to the total. They never cared about how the total comes about. They didn't know their rights regarding water. The other thing was the duty towards having safe water. You know, when it comes to water, there's safety, there's hygiene, and there's accountability.
There was no public relations with National Water. They used not to listen. Because when they come, at times you find that you are expecting money, let me say like next week, but you'd talk to them and tell them that just bear with me next week at around Thursday, Friday, I will have cleared my bill. They would not mind. They would always just chop you. I feel very comfortable because now they are friendly. So I'm very happy for that. They have learned to listen. There are many things which I learned in that program. First and foremost, something which was like it was a small thing, but to me it was big. There is a day, someone from National Water was on the radio and he told us that every drop of water counts.
In developing countries, about 45% million metric tons of water is lost daily due to leakages, while close to 30 million metric tons of water is delivered every day to customers who may not pay for it because of metering inaccuracies, theft, and corrupt utility employees. The World Bank recommends that an efficient water utility should not experience more than 25% non-revenue water.
We could not accurately measure the amount of water we are producing and distributing to various areas. So the creation of DMAs helped us to compare the 11 DMAs that we created. You get to know how much water went to a particular DMA, and you are able to calculate the non-revenue water per DMA and get to know where you are losing a lot. So if you get to know where you are losing a lot, you will know here, I have to put more efforts here, reduce this, then you can now prolate your efforts depending on the achievements. So ICT helped in the communication, that we would get real-time information. This water main analyzer can send messages. If a meter is stuck, it sends a message. Even if it is at midnight, you get a message on your phone. If the meter is being tampered with, it sends a message. So that instant communication improved our response time even to bursts, leakages, so thereby reducing the losses. It also improved on the information. If a certain area is not getting water, the meter will show you that the meter stopped. That message will come. So you send somebody there to check. So you make sure that there is no problem. The pressures are well balanced because the water main analyzer still records the pressure. So it really helps. It keeps you informed of what you don't know and when you are seated in one place.
In February 2014, at Water and Sanitation and Health for All WASH meeting in Bujumbura, Burundi for East African states, Ugandan representatives requested for support from Prepared and Lake Victoria Basin Commission to reduce the level of non-revenue water, which was higher than 45%. This support was intended to help the National Water and Sewage Corporation branches in Jinja and Iganga areas to manage both the apparent and real water losses. To set the Prepared project rolling, together with National Water and Sewage Corporation and Uganda Coalition for Sustainable Development, they designed standard operation procedures to enable National Water and Sewage Corporation manage the challenge of non-revenue water. Starting by doing a baseline survey to establish customer satisfaction, which led to the formation of a robust customer engagement program aimed at improving customer relations between National Water and Sewage Corporation and the public. Soon after, National Water and Sewage Corporation staff was trained in an internal organization assessment known as the Quality Service Improvement Program to improve efficiency and quality of service.
SIP is a wonderful program which is quite involving, are able to come up with their own visioning related to customer care, policies, and what expect customers to do and what they commit to do to the customers. It's quite an involving thing because it's a total change of the mindset, 180 degrees change. And I think we are enjoying this change of mindset among the staff. Despite the fast growth, we are able to cope with the increased numbers and manage the customers as they come in, the old and the new. It's an overhaul and it does not specify a few staff. It specifies all. It starts with the top leadership where you have to get commitment from them. It also handles the frontline people who are always the first people to be approached by customers. And then it also involves all the other customers. We're supposed to develop customer feedback instruments. And these instruments are given to external customers to tell us how our service is. And it's also for the internal customers, that is the staff amongst themselves, from one section to another, from one department to another, how they feel about their performance. Now, when these feedback documents are got, we review and look at how to improve where there are opportunities. The customers appreciate so much the way we have reached out to them.
Information, Communication and Technology, ICT solutions for water engineering and billing were integrated with capacity building for National Water and Sewage Corporation staff and equipment support.
Actually, Jinja had 47 and 47 actually. There was a time actually it was around 49, which is one of the highest in East Africa. And when you look at non-revenue water, we are looking at it from technical perspective. When somebody talks about non-revenue water, you actually don't know what it is, but it definitely is water loss. Water which you produce, but you don't make any money out of it. So the thing was to make it really simplified. If you talk to somebody in terms of non-revenue water, maybe you will not understand. But if you talk about water which is lost, then you can be able to get people who can come on board to be able to help you. And if you look at non-revenue water, it's basically technical in terms of leakages and bursts. Yeah, if you have a lot of leakages, you have a lot of bursts, then that water is going to get wasted. And so that's where our technical losses come in. And we also have commercial losses, and the commercial losses are normally from either you have somebody stealing the water and causes you a commercial loss, or you have a meter which is faulty, which is under registering, so it doesn't register well, so you lose some water out of that process. It can also be a result of I could say human behavior, staff behavior, where you can find a case where those days we don't see them these days. We used to get cases where at times a staff connives with a customer to be able to bring a lower meter reading compared to what is actually in the system. So you'll find that human behavior actually makes you to actually incur some loss. While on ground the person has used more water, but because of that connivance kind of behavior, you find that what is reported is less. So you find that you are actually incurring a loss. So we have really over time realized that over 80% of the losses which we had in Jinja were actually coming out from theft of water. Yeah. Leakages, we know where leakages are, and because we also know how to respond to the leakages. We have fixed pipe sizes, so we know the water which can be lost on a line if it is not fixed. But we realize that if you put in interventions to fix bursts and leakages, and you put in interventions of replacing meters, the behavior of the staff has improved, has changed, and you still have high loss, then definitely the culprit is that people are actually stealing this water.
These three approaches have turned the levels of non-revenue water from 45% in 2014 to lower than 23% in 2017. The achievements of this non-revenue water partnership with the Prepared Project and USAID have not only achieved national and regional significance, but have become a global model. For a visionary organization like the National Water and Sewage Corporation, every success is a point of learning. For Jinja area, the performance is glaring. It has become a benchmarking area for improved performance after the training in quality service improvement program and customer care.
To put the record is very, very straight, is that National Water, Jinja area, since 2015 to date, we have had 3 financial years and we have had evaluations. Every year we merge the best in the categories of performance. Yeah, Jinja area has become a benchmark of performance excellence in national water. Jinja, of course, because we became champions. We have been moving to even other utilities. We have been to train them, by the way. So Prepared actually was using us to train these guys. We went and trained QCP in Mwanza. We had a team from Kigali, and we shared with them. So it is, yeah, there is a lot of value that has been added to us.
National Water and Sewage Corporation, to cap down the rate of non-revenue water, a strategy that integrates many stakeholders with a clear and focused target action was used.
We will get people to report to us. So we formed a network of informers who can be able to give us this information when water is being stolen. If somebody is removing our meter and filling his tank at midnight, somebody can be able to pick a phone and call us and tell us that, you know, at this school, this is what is being done. Or some suspicious people are laying a line on Sunday, then somebody passing by can be able to pick a phone and call us. So we had to go into the communities to be able to involve them in fighting water theft. And that meant that we were able to get a lot of feedback and sort of really community policing to be able to fight this. We also started, we also brought on board the police. Yeah, so we have 3 detectives attached to us. They actually move with our teams. What we do is we go on a daily basis to look out for suspicious cases. And some of these suspicious cases, you can know them right away when you look at even your records. You can be able to see somebody's consumption of water can be suspicious. And so you have to do the investigation. So when we go to do the investigation, we normally go with the police. And the role of the police is to make sure that when they are culprits and somebody is on the wrong, so they take over management of that case and they pursue it up to prosecution at court level.
Understanding the distribution network of water is one step in identifying water leakage hotspots, which enables water engineers respond fast to save water lost. Demarcations of similar water distribution sections, famously referred to as district metered areas, were created. These were mapped to an ICT system that uploads data in real time into iTron software for analysis.
DMA is a district metered area. So you get a big area like the whole of Jinja area and divide it into what we would call districts, smaller portions, and you meter all the water going into that district. So for Jinja, we created 11 DMAs, district metered areas, of which we knew all the amount of water that was going in each DMA. So if you know how much water is going in a particular DMA, you also know the customers who are there, of which all those customers are metered. So at the end of the month, you sum up the consumptions of all these customers and you compare with the amount of water which went into that DMA. So the difference is normally the non-revenue water. But of course, non-revenue water is a technical term and it is a technical component. So you have to also look at, yes, it will be non-revenue water, but you have to look at other components like flushing water mains. You have to estimate how much water you used during the flushing, or if maybe you clean the reservoir, you have to know how much water you use so that you can know exactly which amount of water maybe went to a particular category.
If the target set by Uganda of reducing non-revenue water below 37% are attained, there will be substantial financial savings and contribution to government revenue through taxes and increased water coverage to areas without clean and safe water. ICT is a component in this project that has been acclaimed for not only motivating staff to perform better in both water leakage detection and control and in customer billing, but also in enabling National Water and Sewage Corporation become accurate and prompt with documentation. 7 water main analyzers and 7 automatic bulk water meter readers were provided and calibrated for real-time data capture and their analysis. Monitoring software was designed and was used to monitor non-revenue water levels. 15 staff were trained on how to use the software system.
That we had a competitive advantage when we have these gadgets in place, and we have been actually looking for the time when we'll be able to get these gadgets. So I was very, very happy on the day when we got these gadgets, and because they have helped us to be better than where we are. The handheld gadgets, the phones, the cameras, the mind analyzers, and everything. It has made life better for us.
For this intervention, water bursts and leakages were easily located and repaired to avoid high water losses. Notwithstanding that on-spot billing also motivates customers to promptly pay their bills because they get them in time. Learning from the findings of the Customer Satisfaction Survey, National Water and Sewage Corporation staff in Jinja and Iganga branches carried out an internal assessment of their organization and committed to improving customer care. Integrate creative approaches of reaching their customers in a bid to increase efficiency and effective water supply service delivery.
In 2014, leave our own indexation and whatever, we used to bill below 1